Hi everyone, Andrew here again. I just wanted to reach out and make this message. Specifically, I had meditated the other day and had this feeling that this upcoming solstice was going to be something that needed to be discussed. I'm pretty new into the whole, astrology reading and all that sort of stuff, so I'm not your go-to for astrology readings or anything like that. But I do have this calling toward to learning more about it, and so that's something you can learn with me as we move along here on the channel together. Um, but I know that the solstice tomorrow is going to be in Cancer, and that's a sign that's related to intuition and nurturing, very divine feminine energies there, and it's the sun, which is the divine masculine. So it's a balancing of both feminine and masculine. And it's like the yin and yang. So again, perfect balance time, which is ironic or synchronous, you might say, because the other day I was shuffling my higher self deck, and intuition jumped out of the deck for me, and then what I pulled was manifest. So I kind of wanted to talk about those today. But not in the typical sense that you might associate those words with. Uh, and this isn't to say one way is right over another way. I think that these are all valid pathways to the same destination. Just like every journey that you and I are on, they won't look the same. They'll be different for each one of us, and that's what's so beautiful about this whole experience, is that we all are like a different note or a different instrument in a symphony that we're all playing together. Um, it reminds me of the other day I was watching a documentary on whales, and I heard them talk about how blue whales, I believe it was blue whales or maybe it was humpback whales, the one of the males will sing a song, and it will actually be picked up by other pods, and they will sing the song back nearly identical, but they'll add their own notes to it, and then that gets passed on, and these can be seen traveling across the ocean. And it reminded me of how our interconnected consciousness, how we interact with the world, how the people might know it as the butterfly effect, but this ripple out effect, and we don't think about it on this subtle energetic way where um, you know how we interact with other people can make a huge difference. And so this is about a time of choice, balancing your choices. And so one way to look at that is that, in the world we live in, we are often, like I said in the other video, we were talking about good versus bad and having to define and label things. Um, this isn't about what's good or bad. This is about what's driving us and what connects us all, and that's love. And so this is a time to choose love. And I know there's lots of things going on in the world that we want to label as not great, and it is hard for me. I'm not beyond this, where I look at the news and go, well, that's a great thing that's happening. There's suffering. It's real. It's tangible. But we, on an individual basis, can choose to embody unconditional love for everyone you meet, everyone you run into. You don't need to profess your love for them, but you can act on that love. Hold a door open for someone. uh, you know if you see someone that's struggling and needs a hand, offer a hand of assistance, even if it's just listening to someone having a rough day. The act of you showing you care, you are radiating out a frequency of love. And that might sound silly to some people, but it's real, it's tangible. Think about when you're having a bad day and someone asks, genuinely makes you feel like they care to listen to you. That has a change on you instantaneously. You feel it inside of you, and that is what I'm talking about. These things can radiate out to other people, and they'll just affect and keep going and going and going. um, and that is a form of manifestation. You are creating change in the world through your action, through your vibration. And so some people want to use vision boards, which again, there's nothing against that. It actually helps with the visualization in your head. But the way I personally look at it is that manifestation is when you align your internal state to a point at which the external reflects your internal state. Because the universe doesn't speak your language, the words we say. It doesn't speak that. It speaks in resonant frequencies. So when you are wanting something, you are in a frequency of lack. When you boil it down to its base, just ask yourself, what is this base, the emotion I'm sensing, or the thing I'm experiencing? If I take this down all the way, what is it that I'm really experiencing? If you want something, it's because you lack that thing. So when you are wanting, you are in a frequency of lack, and the universe then receives, gotcha, boss, more lack your way. Instead, you need to fill your heart with gratitude. Be grateful for what you have, for what you are experiencing, through what you're going through, and use that, because the universe sees that and says, oh, they are grateful, they are accepting of abundance, and you will start to see these things come to fruition. I'm not saying you're going to get a Porsche overnight or anything crazy, but that stuff can come to you. But you need to be in a frequency of acceptance of those things, and that starts at the base level with self-love. Because once you can love yourself and express yourself for who you truly are, you aren't trying to mask, you aren't trying to put on a show, you aren't trying to be someone you aren't, to impress other people and to live up to their stories that they've concocted or told you, or you've co-created together. You are living your true authentic self by expressing who you truly are without the worry of what other people might think or do. And again, that is self-love, because you are loving yourself for who you truly are. And then other people will start to love you for who you are, because you are going to be attracting more love. Now you might think, that doesn't make sense to me. What about the people around me? They're not changing, and that might be the case. Some people are at a different frequency than you. That's not a bad thing. That's not a label. It just means that you might notice your circle changes slightly. Things might shift, and that's okay, because life is about change. The only constant in life is change. Nothing is stagnant. Stagnant things are dead. And even death isn't an end. It is only a temporary pause and then the ground for a new rebirth. Think of a phoenix when you think of death. Like I said, I had a Kundalini awakening on a Friday the 13th. I didn't even realize it was a Friday the 13th at first, and everyone associates that with bad luck. But realistically, 13 is the number of death and rebirth. A Kundalini awakening is just that. It is an energetic reawakening of your connection to the divine, and this sense of that you are greater than yourself. You are part of a larger whole. We are all part of that, and that's the beautiful thing. It's not that one person you hear talking on TV or YouTube, they figured it all out, they're special. They're not. They are just embodying a frequency of a higher consciousness, and there's many different forms of that. There's many different religions that reach for these things, and they're all valid in their own ways. They're all different doorways to the same source consciousness that we all share. So that's just some food for thought that I had today. If you vibe with this, if you felt that resonance, then please feel free to like and subscribe, and join me on this journey of awakening together. And I hope to see you out there. If you have any thoughts, feel free to drop a comment below, because I'd love to interact and chat with you guys. So again, thank you so much. I've been Andrew, and I hope you have a blessed day and a great solstice. Namaste.